Do you see these hours? That's dedication right there. I don't care what you say. So here we are again, my dear friends. I thank you again for joining me. We are going to start a ranger today. I've never played as a ranger. I have a mercenary, and I also have a sorceress. My brain died, and I forgot what I had. But here we are today. We're going to start a ranger. So I have Peace Warrior, a level 24 sorceress. Warrior of Peace is a level 33 mercenary. But today, we shall start anew. Now, I don't know if you've been following the story, but we're going to follow the story heavy in this one. So we're going to start out as standard. Ranger.
Ranger! An outcast, lurking among the shadows of the trees like an animal. You murdered one of my soldiers in the name of a filthy thief. Your guilt is clear. Plead for mercy, if you must.
Scarlet Warrior, let's go!
Hunt her down! Quickly now! That's her!
Select a movement type. I prefer WASD. So you will walk with your WASD and then you will kill with your mouse. So right now we only have the punch, but we will gain other skills as we go throughout. So here we have our ranger.
By the first ones, you're alive. I'm glad to see another living soul. The miller went off to warn Clearfell about a strange sickness plaguing our men. I was fixing to go after him, till that bloody thing got to me first. Now, all those who drowned in the flooding, suddenly they ain't so dead no more. I would appreciate it if you could...
Hey, watch out, man! So we grab a crude bow.
Find the miller.
So we're gonna find...
This is like no sickness I've ever seen. Let's track down this Miller.
Yeah, let's find Miller. So you're gonna go to your inventory. We now have a crude bow with a physical damage of 6 to 9. Critical hit, 5%, attack per second, 1.20. Okay, so now it is finally in your hand. You can use it.
Nowhere to run.
So far, so good. Scroll of Wisdom. I already have this character plenty of gear. She will probably have to level up pretty high. I wasn't thinking of creating a ranger when I first created my sorceress. So this is just an experiment. I may like this character, I may not. But I should have been keeping low-level items, but I'm pretty sure I didn't start keeping items until higher up. So we'll have to find our own gear on this one. Now we have a broadhead quiver. It adds 1 to 3 physical damage to attacks. It's not immediately equipped. You have to go to your inventory, click the item, and place it there. Okay. So our mission is to reach Clearfell, search for Miller, and find safety in Clearfell. So far, it's pretty easy. Not much difference than my mercenary. I will say she does a little bit more damage. Don't hold me to that. So now we have some gear. This has been unidentified, excuse me. Now we have +7 stun threshold. And armor of 29. Which gives us armor of 21, evasion 20. We have 0 fire resistance, cold, lightning, or chaos. Our life is only at 42. Mana is at 48. Okay. So we'll work on those as we go throughout here.
In my sights.
In this build, since it is a ranger, looky there, Scarlet Warrior is already a level 2. You do level up pretty high, pretty fast in the beginning. I totally forgot what I was going to say when I saw that we got a skill point. So let's go to that. Beautiful artwork, by the way. Do not be intimidated by this skill tree. It's not that big a thing, okay? Where you branch out at on your skill tree does matter. So I'm given 2 options, evasion and projectile damage. So I can either choose to allocate this to 10% increase in projectile damage or 16% in evasion. Right now we have evasion 19. But our projectile damage is... Let's see what it is. It doesn't say yet. Let's say we go with... So evasion grants a chance to avoid an enemy strike or projectiles. Exact chance of success also depends on the attacker's accuracy. Projectile damage... A projectile is a moving attack or spell that usually impacts with targets when it hits them. When a group of multiple projectiles fired from the same source at the same time, only one projectile in the group can hit each target unless otherwise specified. So if you were a ranger, what would you invest in? Let me know in the comments. I think I'm going to go with projectile damage. Okay. So we're starting with a 7 strength, 15 dexterity, and 7 intelligence. With this build, we're going to invest heavy in strength and dexterity, not so much the intelligence, because, well, that's more for magic. We have a large chest here with a lightning arrow, our first skill.
Another string to my bow.
We picked up a skill gem. Press I to view it in your inventory. Then you're going to push G to open your skills. Select the skill gem and slot it here. Left click to bind the skill. And we're going to put it here. So now we have a lightning arrow. It costs 6 mana, 90% of the base, 85% of attack damage. Converts 40% of physical damage to lightning damage. Cannot chain. Beam targeting radius is 2.4 meters. Fire beams at up to 2 additional enemies near the target. That's pretty sweet. We can also add our skill support gems, which will make this damage per second even bigger. Okay, so we right click and we've used our new skill.
But effective.
And we might switch those around. You can switch them around according to what's more suited to you.
Fury!
There's the lightning. I don't know where you start your dungeon crawls at. I don't know if you go to the front, the center. I stay along the edge wall and then slowly crawl towards the center. Just to make sure I'm not missing anything. So the lightning is going to use a lot of mana. So you will see my mana bar go down. We're going to go back to using just the arrow. Got a little low on the health there. At first, when you start playing this game, you'll find that you're very squishy and easy to be killed. I once started out with a warrior and I didn't make it very far. We might experiment into creating each one. I don't know. So here we have a boss. Our very first boss that I don't really know if I'm ready for, but we can give it a try.
Fury!
So you're going to want to stay out of his line of path. Dodge his attacks. And he does raise zombies from the dead. When you see that he's turning red, he's going to hit the ground. He does a nice drag there with that big heavy thing he's carrying. You can bounce the electricity off of others. That's pretty sweet. Oh, I was in it. Yeah, I was in the path. That was my bad. That was my bad. Nope, nope. Electrifying knocks him back a bit. Low on life there. Oh, no.
Man or beast, they die the same.
Okay, that was pretty sweet. I will say this boss went down a lot faster than it did with my mercenary. I really struggled with that to kill, but this was pretty easy so far.
Well done.
Now we finally made it to Clearfell. I don't think it took very long at all. We'll see how the rest of this playthrough goes. Okay. So we are to reach Clearfell.
This place reeks of desperation. Best be careful who I trust.
Talk to the blacksmith.
Renly's the name. You're skilled with the violence, if what you did out there in the riverbanks is any sign. Another refugee from the Count's justice, I take it. But have no fear. This place is something of a hideaway for many of us now, and we could sorely use your skills in these dark times. I'll smith for you what I can, if you're willing to bend your violence toward our defense.
Aye, aye. Here we have our first uncut skill gem. Place it.
There's a beast of particular dark power stalking us out in the felling. It moves unseen under the dirt and attacks without warning. We can't leave the walls to find food, and I've been unable to corner and slay the beast myself.
Okay, so he wants us to slay a beast.
Now, if you could channel your violence against this devourer, as Finn
The
calls
devourer.
it, we'd be indebted to you.
All right, we're going to accept our first quest as a ranger. Goodbye, Renly, for a moment. I'll see you in a minute, sir.
Tools of the forge turned tools of war. These are dangerous times.
So now we have an uncut skill gem. Right-click it. So we are bow. We are given poison burst arrows.
Poison burst arrow explodes to cover enemies in poison. You can only have one stack of poison on each enemy, so there is no reason to hit enemies multiple times with this skill, except to refresh the timer.
Okay,
Poison
so it
burst
looks
arrow.
like this does 95%
arrow.
damage. So let's see what this one does.
Use Escape Shot to jump backwards and shoot an explosion of ice. This skill is very effective for freezing enemies, but deals low damage.
Very low
Use
damage,
escape
50%. So we already have Lightning Arrow. Let's go with Lightning Rod. What's this?
Lightning rods stick into the ground after impact. Any chaining lightning skill, such as Lightning Arrow, can hit these rods and cause them to explode again.
Well, I mean, they
rods
only
stick
do
into the ground
20%
after impact.
damage. This one doing the most
Poison burst
damage.
arrow
Let's
is-
give it a try. Press G to bring up your skills. And bring it over here. Left click. And I'm going to put it on M5. I have remapped my mouse to more suiting to my hand. So we're going to use Poison Burst on M5. Let's go over here to my... Well, let's go to the well. Refill first. Let's go to the stash and see what we've saved up for our ranger. I know we won't be able to use a few things, but look, we have a belt that can be used. A Crimson Amulet with a 2.2 life regen per second. Or a shiny Crimson Amulet of the Taskmaker, which we will have to make it to a level 4 first. So let's start with this one. Carry this one in our pocket. Not able to use anything else here except this bow, which I think is amazing that we can use straight off the bat. Stuttering here. So here we have our runes. With this being a martial weapon, I want to use... We have no resistance right now, so I'm just starting straight up blank slate here. Martial weapon adds 6 to 10 cold damage. Okay, so we're going to add a storm rune because it is lightning. And then let's add... Ooh. Should we add them both? Storm runes, or one storm and one desert? Because if we do the storm that we've already placed, it adds 1 to 20 lightning damage. Then we add the desert, which will add 7 to 11 fire damage. Are we doing any fire damage? No, so that won't really help us any. So let's just stick with the storm runes. So we have 2 identical storm runes. That made it. Adds 2 to 40 lightning damage. So now our bow that we stored away from our other character does physical damage of 7 to 11, lightning damage of 2 to 40, critical hit chance 5, attack per second 1.2, 18% increase in physical damage, 17% in accuracy rating, and gain 6 life per enemy killed. I think that's a pretty sweet start. We are level 2, guys. Level 2. Okay, so I don't think I need any of these. Let's identify them anyway. So we have a chainmail of a thick skin, body armor of 25, evasion rating of 16. We have no armor. So we will check and see how cool we just made ourselves. We don't need this or this or this. So we'll get rid of these, which will add to the bank of the warrior clan here. But first, let's go over here and see Una.
Welcome to the camp of the lost, stranger. We survive, but we do not live. I am Una. All this began the night Count Gino took his most loyal men into the Grellwood. After he returned, a madness grew in him. Something happened out there. Please, I beg of you, travel into the forest and begin your search. There must be some clue as to what took place. I fear this land's sickness will only deepen unless we do something.
I can relate to that. I can relate to that. We just accepted another quest. So we are to travel to the Grailwood. But first, we have a few things we need to do. I need to disenchant this and this. That will give us 2 transmutation shards. Sweet.
These are just some odds and ends of mine.
We are starting out with very small life and mana flask, which I think, if I remember correctly, I've stored away some in my
A
stash.
songbird makes for easy prey. She'd best watch her back.
How is the clearing? Take a look.
So let's sell this
Deal.
crude bow. We already have a pretty decent bow. I don't think we need to buy anything. I mean, we don't have gloves. Let's get some gloves. I think I've stashed away better boots. And we already have a pretty good belt.
Oh, wow.
So let's just go to the stash. Save some cash. Go to the stash. So these will go here with this character, which I wish I could name it here. But since I've already created the folder, I can't. So. Can't use those yet. Can't use any of this yet. The sorceress here. I'm gonna borrow from my friend here. Make us a little stronger. Oh no. Yeah. Boots. So we're borrowing from my sorceress. Adding the Orb of Transmutation, which upgrades normal items to magic items. So this one can't be done yet. Another one here. And another one here. But now we can't use those because they are higher level. Well, that sucks. So we leveled that stuff up, but we don't have any of the equipment here. No gloves. I can't use the boots. So we will have to carry on to find the jewelry that we need, the gloves and the belt, which we should find in this next part here, unless we can find something that Finn has.
It's you, the mysterious woman in the forest. We've never officially met, but you've certainly given me quite the fright a time or two.
I'm sure I frightened a few.
I am Finn, and I shall be your humble provider of useful and diverse objects that are most definitely not scrounged or stolen. If I don't got it, I can get it. You just let me know.
At
Dan.
least he's honest about being a liar.
At least he is honest about being a liar, guys.
None of it's junk.
So don't overlook this guy. He does have quite a few good items. I haven't been ripped off yet. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't rip people off, but I haven't been ripped off yet. If you want to type in the bottom here, quality, you can, and it will pull up the quality items that he might have. No, it doesn't work here. It only works on the other vendors. Why did I say that? So here we have a random amulet that may or may not work for us. A ring that could or could not be cool. I don't really see anything else that he has that I would really like to have, but that gives an evasion rating, armor, energy, evasion, energy, armor. I think we're good. Okay, so we'll just rock what we got right now. Go off and do our next mission and see what happens. So first off, treacherous ground. Search Clearfeld for the entrance to the mud burrow. Slay the devourer in its lair. This mission has caused me a few problems with my other characters. Except I will say it was a lot easier with the sorceress. So what has been your worst boss so far in this game? Because I will say at first it was this one snow lady here. Let's see how this one fares against her. Yeah, calm down, homie.
Back to the dirt.
I will say I like that poison. I'm liking the lightning. Still heavy on the mana. I don't know why I always lean towards mana. That was pretty easy. Lightning, Poison, not so much. I mean, it does claim that poison does a lot more damage. But I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's because I'm missing people. Probably. Digging the lightning. Digging the lightning. We'll have our first waypoint, checkpoint, and mud burrow. So they want us to go in here and slay the devourer. But I don't think we're quite ready yet. So we're going to stick to slaying everything in here and then turn around and go in there. And then we'll see. Lady. Back off. Very powerful lightning arrow. It does use 6 mana and attack time is 0.93 seconds. Checkpoint and the Grailwood, which is where she wanted us to go. So we will go do Secrets in the Dark.
Fury.
Now level 3, one more level, and we can use the belt that we have on us. And I think the necklace. We're not doing too bad. I will be doing a speed run of each one of these characters. Probably tomorrow. All of this was supposed to have been exclusively for Twitch. I was supposed to have been streaming this, but due to technical difficulties and my unwillingness to change a lot of settings just to do such a little task, it is now just for YouTube. But do please go check out my Twitch. I will leave the links in the description below. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers. But right now, we're going to make YouTube our top priority. I hear that snow lady over here. I'm kind of scared already. I need to invest in my... let's check this out. Evasion. Okay, so it depends on our accuracy. My accuracy is very, very off sometimes, let's just say. So, I think I'm going to go with... let's invest in our strength. 5 in our strength, okay? Because we are 14 now, 23 in dexterity. Let's go 5 in strength. Wise decision. Wise decision, guys. I hope you're all doing great today, tonight, tomorrow, whenever you're watching this. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you. Very nice. Very nice. Checkpoint. Got some guys over here at this camp. Some mean, vile children. An abandoned stash with an uncut gem. Sweet. Don't mind if I do. Right click the uncut skill gem. And now we're going to invest in... Since I'm having so much fun with the lightning, I'm going to go with the lightning. So now we have a lightning rod. It converts 100% of physical damage to lightning damage. Burst radius as 2 meters. Maximum arrow duration is 12 seconds. Arrow disappears after being chained to 8 times. All right. Sounds pretty nifty. So we have a notice of criminality.
I have received reports of a number of villagers hiding at the Clearfell logging site. Travel there and convey my order to return. Anyone refusing my authority should be considered a traitor and a criminal. Deal with them as you see fit, but bring their bodies back to the manor.
Alrighty then. What you want to do with the bodies?
Face me.
Since I am funding 3 characters now, we will be picking up as many things as we can. Hoarding all over again, you know? Because every item can be sold and everything turns into either a transmutation or money. And we need both. How many characters are you funding now? What's your favorite character at the moment? I mean, I'm digging this one. I still really love my sorceress. A lesser mana flask. Scroll of wisdom. Take it. Take it. We're heading towards the center now. We never added that. Oopsie. So M4, we're going to add lightning rod. That worked pretty well. Come here. Oh man, they died. Come on, guys. Meh. I don't think we've made it to the lady yet. Our inventory is now full, so it wants us to go to town to get rid of these things. So let's do exactly that. I always refill every time. We don't have the hooded one yet, but it has been suggested that if you identify items before you get rid of them, you might get a little bit more money. So I want to keep... I don't think any of this. Armor 29. Evasion rating 19. 16% armor and evasion. 7 stun threshold. Here we have armor 61 plus 16 armor. 1.9 life regen per sec. I think I'm just gonna keep this for now. So I don't really have
Hello?
enough. Oh, I do in the stash, yeah. Yeah, so let's identify these before we actually give them away so we get more. What else was it? Okay, we're cool. All right, Finn. Oh, no, it's not Finn. If you want to sell, you can, but
Sorry,
I'm going to go to her. Thank you.
These are just some odds and ends. Oh, I like this one.
Okay, I don't think she has anything that we need. 50 life over 3 seconds. 72 life. I mean, I'm going to try to get through this as cheap as possible. So let's not go investing in things that we don't necessarily need. Let's go see what Renly has.
Oi, what would you like?
So we have a quality shield that we can invest into maybe one of these. Nah, let's not. Let's just get back to that grind. Back to Clearfell. Cool, checkpoint. Lady with ice, here we go. She's very much immune to lightning. I mean, not immune to lightning. Ooh, what is this? So we're gonna. This is the quest item that was requested. The head of the winter wolf grants 10% cold resistance. It howled alone in the eve of the first snow. Now it snarls forever, heralding the cold. Right click to crush it, undoing the crone's curse. You now receive 10% cold resistance. Right on. Neatly stacking our things. I'm going to put everything over here that I want to keep over here. Let's identify this. It might be better than ours. Evasion and dexterity. But no armor. I think we need the armor. So, okay. Very good, very good. I'm so glad that we took that down. Now let's continue to clear this out, which should be any second now.
Back to the dirt.
Back to the dirt, which you came. Ash to ash, dust to dust. Okay, back to the mud barrel. To slay the devourer. The devourer. That's blah, 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 blah. The devourer gave me a little bit of a problem with my mercenary. Not so much
Tunnels run deep.
my sorceress. But we'll see how this one fares. Watch out for those guys. They just kind of fall out of the wall when you least expect it. See? Yet again. I'm not really digging the lightning rod so far. Maybe I'm just not using it right. Now level 4. Alrighty then. I do think that means we can use something in my inventory here. Yes. So we have 2 amulets. One is 3.6 life regen per second, 9 energy shield, and 1 level of all minion skills. That's not for us. And this is for skill or spells as well. But we're going to use it because it will give us plus 17 maximum life. We can't use the belt yet, so we'll just hold out on that one. We also have a skill point. Let's go with... Where do we want to go with this? Heavy ammunition, flare, cat-like agility, clean shot, vile wounds, honed instincts. This is just more damage. So maybe I try to go here and then go back to honed instincts, which will give 8% increased projectile speed, 8% attack speed, and 10 to dexterity. What do we want to go up in first? Strength. I hope I'm doing this build right. I know I'm probably making someone upset.
Prepare yourself.
I didn't really see any use in picking that up, so we're just gonna leave it. Oh no. There he is. So far. So far. Guys, I feel like we put that one down so easy.
Rather not break my back.
She'd rather not break her back, but little does she know, we are gonna carry that. Here we have 2 uncut skill gems. Let's use on Lightning Arrow.
Lightning Arrow chains lightning.
Then we have another level 2. Let's go with poison. Creates a arrow that creates a burst of poison on hit, affecting all enemies in the area. I'm gonna go with escape shot. Converts 100% of physical damage to cold damage. 0.7 seconds to total attack time. 300 more freeze buildup. Impact radius is 2.4 meters.
Use escape shot to jump backwards and shoot an explosion of ice.
Oh, that's
This skill
cool.
is very effective for freezing enemies, but deals low damage.
Low damage I don't like. So we're gonna go with poison arrow again, which will upgrade from 95 to 105. Now we have a little bit more room, so let's move some things around. Okay, so there we have full pockets. We're gonna go back and talk to Renly for our reward. All right, Mr. Renly, we did our duties.
Oh, finally! Took down the Devourer, did you?
First
Oh,
shot.
that's incredible. This is
Not
the
first shot,
real
but first
success
try.
we've had against the darkness. We can breathe a bit easier now. Perhaps even go out and gather food.
Nice.
Now, this won't cover our debt to you, not nearly. But take it as thanks.
I appreciate it. Can you tell me a little bit about Orgum?
This
Or
part of
Ogum?
Farrell has been a fair home for many an Esamite generation. The clans didn't always get along, but we had to settle our feuds when the Eternals laid their savage boot upon us. We weren't able to take part in the Bloody Flowers Rebellion, but we had our share of conflict with them here. Their ruins run over the top of ours, fighting a silent war in stone. Bad enough I have all these folks to protect. I've been worried sick about my son ever since the Count's men arrested him. I was hoping you might have seen him when you were in their custody.
No, I didn't.
He's a big lad, but you can't miss him because, well, he's not from around here. I found him washed up on the riverbanks when he was just a child, a Karoi foundling, perhaps lost by some raiding party. Nobody ever came for him, though. Every day here in Clearfell, I keep my eyes on the river, hoping he'll miraculously wash up on its lonely sands just one more time.
So for Treacherous Ground, he gave us one uncut support gem. Let's use that wisely.
Find out there. Do bring it back.
Lightning Rod. Let's go with more area of effect. Scatter shot. I'm gonna go with magnified effect. Supported skills have 40% more area of effect. Yeah. So now we're doing a DPS of 11. Poison Burst Arrow is 51. Lightning Arrow is 41. And Bow Shot is 54. We will continue to gather these as we travel throughout these dungeons. But that's one mission, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this playthrough of our very first Ranger build. We will continue. The next part will be Secrets in the Dark, where we travel through Clearfell to Grailwood. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.